Dapo, I hope you're telling the story about your mom, because it's a story that is so powerful and so amazing that it brings tears to my eyes every time I hear it. So
thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk. I don't take this very lightly. For me, I have so many testimonies. One thing I would say is this, that Africa is in for a change. What you guys have, that liquid gold, as was quoted earlier, is going to change so many lives. So many lives. And for me, it started with my mom. Just for my story, again, I've been with Noni for a while. I actually lost count. It has done so many wonders for me. I have so many testimonies, but since Tracy wanted me to kind of sort of share my mom's story, I will share that. So on this fateful day, I was actually at Walmart. Walmart is a store here in the US where we have a lot of food and groceries and stuff like that you go and shop at. And on this fateful day, it was during the summer, it was hot. I remember I was actually on the phone about to check out. I was at the register, checking out, and I was on the phone talking to a guy about my mom. At that time, my mom, she had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, she also suffered from diabetes. And during that time, she was popping in, at that time, 7 pills. Started with 1 drug to 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then before you realize it came up in 7. So I was on the phone at a checkout line at Walmart, a grocery store, talking to this guy on the phone. When I was leaving, for me about a few seconds later, I heard someone say, hey man. And I'm turning around looking like, do I know you? And the guy said, hey, I know you don't know who I am, but I heard your conversation about your mom. I may have something for you. And when he said that, I let my guard down and I was open to hear what he had to share. He asked me if I've heard of Noni juice. I said, I have no idea what that is. He then asked me, okay, have you heard of what they call in here in the States, the physician's desk reference or the medical PDR? I said, oh yeah, I know what that book is. For those of you who don't know, I have my master's in physical therapy. So I had the time to learn the power of that book. Every doctor in the United States has that book. It's called the PDR for short, the physician's desk reference. Every physician has it. It's on their desk, and they make reference to it, hence the name PDR. Because there's so many drugs out here, it is hard for a physician to remember all of them. So whenever you go to the doctor here in the US, right, they put you in a room, ask what your problem is, if you have any allergies or some kind of reaction. And in most cases, they will step out and make reference to the book and then come back and give you a prescription. That's how it works in a nutshell. So when I said, yeah, I have a PDR, I said, okay, I'm curious to see if this so-called juice is in this book, because I know how powerful that book was. So me being curious, I followed him to his car with my luggage, with my grocery bag still in my hand, because I was just very curious. It was hot summer. I said, let me see what the guy was talking about. I walked to his car, and there was the book. I saw it, he opened it, and there it was. Noni juice, 100% natural, no side, it was a long list. I said, man, I'm sold. Just give me a case right away. Luckily, I live here in Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States. I said, hey, Mom, and my mom lives here too as well. I said, hey, Mom, are you home? She said, yeah, babe, I'm home. I said, Mom, I got something for you. I'm coming to you right away. Went to my mom, I bought a case. I said, Mom, we're going to drink every bottle. I said, before I forget, Mom, where do you go back to see a doctor? Luckily for me, my mom was going to see a doctor in 4 months. So for 4 months straight, my mom was drinking that juice every single day. I would call, hey, Mom, have you drank your juice? She's like, yes, I have. I said, I'll make it short. After 4 months, I said, Mom, when you go back to the doctor, I want to go with you because I'm curious to see what they would say. On this fateful day, I was near my mom. Got to the hotel. I got to the clinic. As usual, they put you in a little bit of room. The first nurse comes in. They put it on a treadmill. It's called the stress test, where they have you run for a little bit and then they stop you and measure your blood pressure. So she did that for my mom. The nurse saw the numbers, didn't tell us. She said, and then steps out. So we just waited. Now, mind you, 4 months ago, my mom was on 7 medications, 7. And she had to take them every day. A few minutes later, we're waiting. I said, what's going on? And then the nurse comes in, draws her blood, and then she steps out. And here's where the waiting game comes. We were just waiting and waiting. She's getting nervous. I'm getting nervous. to the point where I said, let me just step out just to make sure that they didn't forget about us. So I stepped out the hall from the room, in the hall. I said, hey, I see the doctor, and luckily the doctor and the two nurses, they were far away talking. I said, hey, you're still here. Mr. Desai was sorry. We'll be right back. It's okay, just making sure. Go back to the room with my mom. We still keep on waiting. Finally, the doctor comes in with the two nurses. And the doctor says, Mr. Desai, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to wean you off 7 medications. Your numbers are amazing to us. She went from 7 drugs to 0 in 4 months because she drank Noni juice every single day. I promised myself that I would not cry. But for a natural product to do this, it's amazing. I lost my dad 2 years ago because he was stubborn and he wouldn't drink it. My mom, thankfully, she did.